Can you believe it? We are on day 12 of the 31 days of Halloween, and it is Spooky Sunday. Hi, this is Kelly with Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and we are working with that September 2018 paper pumpkin kit called Frights and Delights. And so I have also pulled out a couple of papers to work with. One, I'm not sure if we're going to use this. I'm going to work with it and see what happens. I also have this paper collection from Something Horizons. I know what it was. New Horizons. It's a 6x6 from Stampin' Up. So we have that. This came from a Stampin' Up kit called Halloween Memories. It was one of their introductions back into the scrapbooking lines. I'm going to trim this up a little bit. I see I've still got a little bit of orange on the edge of that, so I'm going to trim that down just a hair. So it's ready if I decide to use it. But I do know, now this is 6.5, and our paper pad is only 6 inches. But I'm okay with that because I was looking more for a stormy night sky kind of thing. I think we're going to go this way. And because that's 3.5, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Actually, I'm going to cut it at a little over 3.5 so I can trim it off, but know I've got what I need. And I almost cut it short. I need to go 3.25. Let's do that. Okay. So I know that will work. And I'm going to leave this fence. I wanted to use this fence. Whoa, that did not work out well. Glad we have another one. Why did that not work out? It is 3.5, and I set it at 3.25 instead of 3.75. That would explain that. Let's try that one again. I went to 3.25 instead of doing 3.75, which is what I should have done. So I'm going to go a little bit wider. Good thing I have 2 packs of that, because I'm gonna need it if I keep doing tricks like that. So we'll glue this into place first. It is Sunday, and by the time you're watching this, I will be at brunch at the hotel, Inn of the Ozarks in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. It's the only hotel I will stay in. I've tried a couple other hotels over the 30 years I've been going, and I've decided, nope. I have friends at Inns of the Ozarks. I'm friends with the manager and almost all of his staff. In fact, I called the hotel this morning as I'm recording this on Wednesday. And it was so funny because my friend who is head of customer service there answered the phone, and I says, "How are you, sweetie?" And she says, "Kelly, I was wondering when I'd hear from you. You aren't registered for the conference." I says, "Yes, I am." And she remembered that I register under my author name of Angela Drake. As soon as she realized what she was not looking under, she found me, and we were ready to go. Now I want to put this fence down here, but I also thought about adding this, but I wasn't sure how, unless I tuck it behind there, and then it's almost too much. So I think we're going to save him. We are going to go ahead and finish gluing this down, because I really liked that, unless I do this, and that means I'd have to bring in this. He's still awfully close though, isn't he? Because I want him to be, I don't want him taking up the whole card, because I have we could do that. We could do that and make that work. But this doesn't really go with this. But what if we come in here And you know, like I've got all kinds of time today to fussy cut, but I really want this tombstone for the ghosts to be flying around on. It's cutting around the kitty that's going to take me a minute, so I'm going to pop my cheaters on, and I'm going to pull this up close and see if I can do this. My whole goal was I didn't want to leave any gaps while I was gone at the conference. It's kind of hard to do 31 days of Halloween if you're gone for 5 of them. And that has now turned into being gone for 7 of them. And I'm going to bring that cat in too. Because we've got that moon behind him, but it's the sky part that I don't like. It doesn't really fit in with the rest of that. And there was no paper in this paper collection that would fit. So I'm doing this way. I really like this kitty on the tombstone though, for the ghost to be messing with. And you know that kitty cat's going to be swatting at them ghosts and trying to get them to go away and leave him alone. You know that's going to happen. So I'm going to do this. Just like this. Okay, now I'm not going to go across here just yet. But I do need to come over here and do this one. Okay. Because then if I come in here with this, and I bring this in, that works better. I like that. That works so much better. So I'm going to go ahead and position the kitty down there, but I got to give him some. Let's pop that part up. I only need to do just enough to tuck him behind the fence. So let's bring the fence up, shall we? I think that's what we need to do. And to do that, I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut the strips here, and we're going to use the strips to do this. And where are we going with this? Has to go all the way across. So we're going to go, before I do that, let's do this. I've got that glue on there and it's causing an issue for me. But I want to do this. But if I don't cut this off now, it's going to make it hard for me to line that up. Get these pieces out of my way that I don't need. And then I'm going to come in with my Moon Glow Orange. Ooh, this might work. This might work. It's out of that Stampin', it's out of that, that might be too small. This might work. I'm going to cut out a circle here. This is from the same paper pumpkin kit. And I think if we position this cat down here, yeah, we can clip that off. Just like that, because that's going to be down behind the fence. Like that. Then we can put the moon behind the kitty. I like that. I like that. So we brought that. Was going to bring that up, but it's already glued down. There we go. Because I want to be able to tuck that cat down behind. Sometimes it just takes you a minute to figure out what you want to do. But that's part of playing with your toys. Getting your stuff out and playing. Don't need that dimensional right now. Right there. And then I'll take the papers off. So this is the way a video is supposed to go when you know what you're doing. Okay. Position that? Nope, I didn't position that right. See if I can pull that back up. There we go. Close enough. Trim that off the bottom. Okay, so there's that. And then I want to tuck him down behind there. And I want him on dimensionals as well. So that's why we needed to make sure that the fence was up so that the cat could sit on the dimensionals, and I need to put a tiny one in there, in behind his head. Tweezers are great, especially when you're working with the little dimensionals, but I want to put one back behind him, and we're going to prevent just a little bit of a trampoline there. And I'm not going to take these off yet. I want to tuck it down behind first, and then I can kind of pull him forward and pull off the other dimensionals. But let's get these, get him positioned in there first. Just like that. And then we can pull him forward. I think there's, yeah, we can pull him forward and pull these dimensionals off. And we are going to glue that moon down. And we're going to give it a little bit of a haze. We don't want it too stark of a moon out there. We're going to give it a little bit of a haze. And I've lost my glue. There it is. And I'm just going to squiggle this around. And I'm going to hold that cat down. And position him right like that. Then we have our ghosts. And they're going to fly through the air. Let's see, I've got one going one direction, one going this direction. Yeah. Make sure we put the ghosts okay. You know what, before we do anything else, we better cut that corner, hadn't we? We may not need all of those ghosts. Tried to do things in threes, but sometimes it's just not an option. And you know what? I think we're going to do a white ribbon on this one this time. I really like that moon glow orange, though. Bob's going to be so happy when I tell him I need to stop at Hobby Lobby tonight. And there, let's do that moon glow again. No, I think that might be too much. Let's go with one of our blacks that we already have punched out. Okay. Black seems to be the thing. Okay, and while he's drying, his tail's going the same direction. So let's do this guy coming in from the other side. Come here. I told Bob this would be a really quick video because we're going to go out to supper tonight, so I don't have to cook. And he doesn't have dishes to do. Now those need a couple of little dimensionals in the corner to pop up on. So let's put one, whoops. Put one there. And I can go right side up. Peel those corners off. Try not to bend that paper too much. There we go. Now, as you can see, it doesn't take long to play. Get your toys out, look at them and say, okay, what can I make with these items? It could be a tag, it could be a card front, it could be the beginnings of a scrapbook page. It's all up to you. And what I want to put in there is I want to put a white I think it's going to be this white. Because, you know, when we have ethereal things, they might have a little dusting of pink or something with them. So let's put Let's do an ethereal kind of pink thing here going on. And I had my... I keep losing this thing, I really do. But this one I definitely want to loop. And I even thought about looping it a couple of times, but I think that's going to work. That's going to work. Oh, you know what? Let's go in here and pull that back through. And we can loop it twice. Just like and then we'll snip that down kind of short. And there is our day 12 tag. Oh, we forgot one thing. We're going to put, see, I thought about putting it up against there, and I think I will. Let's put the boo right there. Almost forgot the boo. That's our day 12 tag for 31 days of Halloween, featuring something spooky. I will be back here tomorrow for a Mixed Media Monday video, and I got to tell you, it's going to be super simple because this is one of 3 more videos I still have to record before I leave in the morning. So in the meantime, please remember to like, to share, subscribe, and spooky creative blessings.